your big Hollywood sunglasses and light the torch, because it's cellar time. Welcome to the Crack Cellar, as the prophecy was once false flagged, into prison by Terry Silver. I'm Two-Spirit Penguin Daniel.
And I refuse to call them maps, Broadcaster Nickels.
And today, Broadcaster, we finally review a season of Cobra Kai. Is it crazy that we never reviewed it till season 5?
No, not really. Not in my book.
I see. Well,
I didn't even give it a chance till like season 3, I think. Wasn't even on my radar.
You didn't grow up a Karate Kid fan, though, right? Because that was before your time.
Dude, dude, I loved 80 movies. That was my shit.
But Karate Kid was early 80s. Like
Soldier. Remember Soldier with Kurt Russell?
Fuck yeah, I do.
Dude. Like, those are my shit, dude.
Well, yeah.
I am the program.
Karate Kid is like a seminal movie of my childhood. I fucking loved Karate Kid. I loved all 3 of the original movies. I think I watched the first Karate Kid, the original, probably like as many times as I've watched Spaceballs, which is in like the 500s, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But what is your like relationship with the Karate Kid? Like where does it sit with you? Because it doesn't seem too prolific based on you just said it, like you didn't even check this out till season 3, you said?
Nah, dude, I didn't really get into like martial arts. Like martial arts stuff was always gimmicky to me. Like, I mean, I kind of took it seriously as I got into my later teenage years because I took some martial arts, but at the same time, it was just like I kind of even realizing taking it, I was just like, this is not practical stuff. This is, I mean, it puts you in the right direction, but it's just kind of cringe. It's kind of hokey.
It's kind of cringe.
And like, I love fictional takes on these types of themes, you know, like like ninjas and fucking samurai, like all those themes when they're in an entertainment venue, they're great. But in reality, when you're like, especially, I said entertainment, Karate Kid is a fucking movie, but like the movie's portraying it in a real way. You know, it's like trying to show you what karate's like in real life.
Yeah.
Do a little bit, you know, they dial it up a little bit, of course, but with that 80s action, but
yeah,
it's still, I put it in that category, you know, just for me, my whole life. It was just, Naruto was like the first thing in my life where I was like, you know what? Ninjas are pretty dope.
Yeah. Well, I think the 5 years I have on you, I can think it grandfathered me into like the karate era of cinema. So like, for me, when I was a little kid, like Chuck Norris, Bruce Lee, fucking the Karate Kid, fucking even like kind of like cursorily going into like Rocky, like even though that's not karate, but it's still like blood sport. Fucking all those kickboxing movies with fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme. Fuck yeah, dude. Like that shit was just like the shit when I was a little kid.
Don't forget about all the Jackie Chan movies. He kind of came more later, but he had some 80s movies, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't. Nah,
He's more 90s.
He probably did, but the very first time I saw him was 90s. I never saw Jackie Chan in the 80s. But he probably does have one that I just haven't seen or something. But with Jackie Chan, it's really cool. I love Jackie Chan's like his fucking cartoony style of karate. Like, dude, I just rewatched Rush Hour. Man, that fucking movie kicks ass. Like to this day, like those fucking karate moves, and he does all his own stunts too. They hold up so fucking well. I mean, they're still cartoony as you remember, but like they're the same cartoony. They haven't gotten cringe. Like you don't look back on it like, oh, I only like that because I was a kid. I like that. I look at that now and I'm just like, fuck, I like that right now. That's fucking sick. Fucking watching Jackie Chan run up the side of a fucking dumpster and do a backflip on some motherfucker. Shit's awesome. But yeah, so as I said, Karate Kid, I was obsessed with it as a kid, so I immediately checked out Cobra Kai. And I was worried because obviously this is a reboot in the era of woke reboots, so I instantly was fearing for this show the second I heard about it. But when I heard
it has some of that, don't you worry.
Yeah,
like everything does.
I mean, like it has like maybe 5%, like not like it has like the minimum mandatory sentence like for the year 2022. But I mean,
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe my fucking Wokagon eyes see it more than yours do, dude. I might just be able to. I might be able to perceive the genjutsus that fall over humanity more.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. So what was your favorite of you have seen the original trilogy, right? We're not going to talk about the fucking little Bow Wow shit, and we're not going to talk about the Boys Don't Cry shit. That's not Karate Kid. The original 3 movies, which is what this show's based on.
Fuck, dude, I forgot about the little Bow Wow Karate Kid. Let's get it like a fucking moment of silence real quick. Because that actually had OG Mr. Miyagi in it, didn't it?
Man. It
God.
did. Or no. Boys Don't Cry had Mr. Miyagi. Little Bow Wow had Jackie Chan, the man you just brought up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Boys Don't Cry had the OG though, had Mr. Miyagi, and that's the one you really need a moment of silence for.
That's the one with Lil Bow Wow?
No, the Jackie Chan one is the one with Lil Bow Wow, and that one sucks too, but they didn't take Miyagi down with the ship, you know what I mean? Like, the one with fucking Boys Don't Cry, it hurts a little bit more because that was like one of his last movies before he died. Like,
oh, I'm not hip to who's Boys Don't Cry.
That's you've never seen that movie?
Don't Cry. Oh, it's
Hilary
okay.
Swank.
I thought that was a like a stage name or like band.
There's a famous movie where Hilary Swank plays a girl pretending to be a boy, which now today is called Trans Man or whatever. But back then, it was.
Wow, you know what's funny is fucking Swank trying to be a dude actually looks what Elliot Page looks like today.
Yep,
wild,
yep.
Wild, dude. This is fucking... Anyways, let's get back on track. So, just so I'm getting this right, Boys Don't Cry is
the 4th Karate Kid movie.
It is
starring Hilary Swank as the new Karate. It's actually called The New Karate Kid, I think, too. Like, that's the name of the movie. And it's her, and it's Mr. Miyagi. And I've seen that movie twice. The first time out of stupidity, and the second time kind of to memorialize it. It was like one of the saddest things to watch because the story was god-awful.
I remember this.
The acting was god-awful. You could tell Mr. Miyagi didn't even want to be there. It was like if you really focused hard, you could hear bagpipes in the background.
Dude, let's be real here. I'm watching a trailer right now. Let's be real here. Damn, Hillary had some fucking cannons on her, dude, when she was young, dude. Yeah. We all know what this movie was made about. She was in a fucking cut-off belly shirt the whole time, dude.
Yeah. When she actually was trying to look like a chick, she was pretty hot back in the day. Like, damn, dude. Nothing against Hilary Swank. It's just like
I know why she got the 4th gig, dude. I'm telling you,
it was just a really bad movie, and the Little Bow Wow one was really bad too. But like, it was so different, and it was like a total reboot that it was almost just throwaway. Like, yeah, it was bad, but who cares? Moving on.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to my original question. Broadcaster, which of the original trilogy is your favorite Karate Kid movie?
The Karate Kid 1,
okay, it
is probably like, it's the one I've seen the most. Actually, I take that back. I think 3 is the one I've seen the most because when me and Stormy were like, we were probably like 7 or 8. And for some reason, I forget why we were watching that movie so much. I don't think we had it on VHS, but I think it was like reoccurring, maybe on pay-per-view or like, maybe it was a black box movie we were watching a lot. I couldn't remember why we were getting so much access to that movie, but I just remember watching it almost every other day for like a year. at one point, just seeing Terry Silver on the fucking screen like almost every other night, and I was like, dude, this guy's a badass, dude.
I know we've already gone off the rails like 5 times in this podcast, and we're only like 10 minutes in, but I have one more. Have you seen the trailers for the new movie that's out called Smiles?
No.
It's like a horror movie where this woman is
better have Terry Silver.
Well, that's what I was about to say. It's this horror movie where this woman is like haunted, and like every person she meets just creates this creepy evil smile, and she can't get away from it. And it's just like, as soon as I saw that trailer, I'm like, oh shit, those guys fucking loved Karate Kid 3. That's the Silver special. Basically it's every fucking person in this movie this woman meets has Terry Silver's smile.
Dude, by the way, I'm gonna say it right now. The guy that I forget his name, dude. Terry Silver. What's his name? Fucking like he has like some weird. It's like Thomas something. Griffith. I think it's Thomas Griffith. Maybe.
Yeah, dude. Bro. If like they made like a Berserk live action movie, he could totally play Griffith too. Like, dude, are you kidding me? His hair's already white. You don't even have to dye it. Like, let's go.
Yeah, but dude, that guy stole the season, in my opinion. I think
he stole last season too.
Yeah, he dominates, dude. His acting ability far outweighs everybody else's on the program.
Yeah, and so okay, so you said your favorite is the original, but then you kind of teetered towards 3. So which is it?
I think it's 3, to be honest.
Okay, that's what I was getting at. I thought it was 3, and I totally respect that. 3 is my number 2. Because number 2 is definitely number 3. No matter, I don't think like if you ask any like hardcore Karate Kid fan, I would be hard pressed to find any of them that would say 2 is their favorite. I think it's either 1 or 3.
Well, yeah, because 2 lacked like the formula villain, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it had fucking a family member trying to be the Karate Kid instead of Russo.
Yeah, there's a little too much melodrama, I think, in 2, and like the romance took a little bit too much too. Like the first, all of them had romances and all of them had melodrama, but I think the second one had more of both those things, and it kind of took away from the action and the story and everything. But
also, the guy that plays John Kreese too, Martin Cove, that guy, I think both the villains in the series are the best actors. Those guys are solid.
Well, I mean, let's not forget who's the original villain of Cobra Kai. It's fucking Johnny. No. Kreese didn't come till like season 3. It's Johnny.
No.
The show starts with Johnny.
You're saying the villain of Cobra Kai the series.
Yeah. Okay, I thought that's what you were talking about.
Sorry.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So first season, it's Johnny Lawrence and Kreese. Second season, it's what the fuck's his name? Chosen, the Asian guy who's in this new season. Well, actually, he was in the end of last season and in this current season.
Yeah, he was the surprise of last.
And then 3, of course, we have Terry Silver and fucking oh god, I keep forgetting his name.
He was in 3 too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Him and Silver were the villains of 3.
Well, he was like Silver's right hand man, right? He was the kid. He was like his little protege or whatever before Russo comes in.
Yeah.
Right? It's like his enforcer or whatever.
Well, yeah, it was the guy that he ends up fighting in the tournament once he abandons Silver.
Is that how it went down?
Totally blanking on his name right now. Barnes. It's fucking Barnes. Okay. Anyway, so we got every villain and every main character from the original trilogy of the Karate Kid is in Cobra Kai now. So the final remaining people, which was Barnes and Silver and the girl, the girl female interest from Karate Kid 3 as well, the redhead. They bring her in for that. She has like
that was weird
with the mom when the mom leaves because Yeah, well, we don't want to get into spoilers yet, but let's just say that they've brought everyone. Everyone is back, and if you loved the third movie, like you say that you do, how could you not like season 5 of Cobra Kai? It's basically a love letter to the third movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's the shit. I honestly, her coming back made me. Dude, she's fucking still fine. I'm like, damn, dude. Well. Russo, you fucked up, dude. Why'd you pick the fucking cousin, dude?
Well, let's do a quick aside again. Is it crazy? Like, every fucking woman in this show is hot. Like, there are no there are no like fives in this show. Like, no matter what the age is, like, no matter how old the woman is, they're all hot.
Well, I mean,
Miguel's mom is a fucking fox.
Well, I think, Daniels, like the guy that everyone. I think it's just being smart, Cobra Kai is obviously catered to a certain demographic. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't embrace that and make it more viewable, get those viewership numbers up.
Yeah.
You gotta have something to look at.
Yeah, there's no virtue signaling in this show with the main cast. Like, there's some side, like, glorified extras that are, like, let's just say diverse. And I don't mean that in, like, black people or fucking Asians. I just mean in, like, sort of, like, the types of people that are considered in the past as undesirables, such as super overweight people with weird sort of cadences, and just like they bring like a bunch of weirdos in as extras, but the main cast is just like a bunch of fucking tens.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I think all the kid acting sucks. I don't know.
Yeah, I want to get into it with
jaded about it, but it's just like, I think that's one of the weakest parts of the series is just the fighting scenes with the kids, and like,
I don't even mind them fighting as much as like the melodrama with the kids. That's what I could really go without. But
yeah,
but you got to remember that that's not in there for us. That's like, because if you think about it, the average person that loves Karate Kid is my age. They're in their late 30s and they probably have kids. Some have kids that are teenagers if they started early. Like, they're trying to make it so that like these adults can talk their kids into watching it with them. You know,
maybe, but it's just like, I think this movie's catered a lot more for an adult audience than people think, because like if you really they drop F-bombs, they cuss a lot, like Johnny Lawrence fucking drinks in public, like it's his thing. He does it in multiple scenes throughout the series where he's just drinking a beer out in the open, like fucking, and it's just like everyone who's talking to him in the scenes don't mention it. It's just a thing he does. So it kind of comes off as like an adult comedic play. It's not something you really cater towards children. So that's why when I see like the kid melodrama, it just kind of seems like this coin flip on the series where you're just like, well, what are you trying to be here? Like,
yeah, well, I think it's what I said, but I mean, I get what you're saying, definitely, and I feel it the same way very often, especially because my kid is way too young to watch this, so I'm watching it as a fan of the original movies by myself, and I do sometimes get uncomfortable with some of the kid stuff in the show, where it's just like, sometimes I feel like I shouldn't be watching this show, but then like the other 80% of the time, I'm like fucking just like fist bumping while fucking Johnny Lawrence is like doing like a Rocky montage moment or something. Just like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's a weird show in that way.
Yeah, I really wish the fighting scenes would be better though. It's very clear that like no one in the show, like very few people in the show actually know how to fight or even perform any martial arts. And when you do, and when the actors that do it correctly, it's so night and day. It makes you really look at the rest. It really makes you look at the rest of the fights like in a negative way. In my point of view, it's just like, God, these are all like they're just so slow and clunky. They don't even seem like a real. I mean, sparring matches are kind of like telegraphed, to some degree, because you don't want to like hurt your sparring partner. But it didn't even look like that. It just looked like two people that were like being told what to do over and over. Like,
yeah,
it's almost like you're taking the fighting thing as like a novel thing, like it's a joke. It's like it's a meta level joke or something like that. It's like, well, this series doesn't actually take martial arts seriously, but this is a serious story about a martial arts feud. So, I don't know. This is weird.
Yep. So, not a fan of the kids stuff. Got you there. Is it all the stuff with the kids, or is it just like purely the stuff kids with kids, or like is there like exceptions to it, or are you like how do you feel exactly about it?
I just feel like they could cut the teen drama out, because I feel like there's probably not a lot of teens.
So
watching
the kid on kid stuff is what you're saying then?
Yeah. Okay. And then I think they need to upgrade the fighting budget. They need to get a better coach. Yeah, like seriously, they need to like get better choreographed fight scenes, and like get somebody in there to actually teach them how to look better when they're throwing the punches and kicks and moving their feet.
Yeah,
I think it would add a lot to the show, because it's like literally it's the one thing that stands out to me when I watch the show, because everything else is on point. But like when a fight scene starts out, I'm just like, man, it's almost like you slowed the series down a little bit, like the slow-mo button on YouTube or something. Like when the fight scenes happen, I feel like I'm just watching something slower than the rest of the series.
Yeah. I mean, I think most of the fighting's good, but I will definitely say that the fighting was better in the original trilogy of movies. Definitely. 100%. It felt much more like in line with like those awesome 80s movies we were talking about, like fucking Bloodsport and like even Rocky and like those great fighting movies. Like all the Karate Kid movies had that sort of pedigree to them. I mean, hell, the fight scene with LaRusso and Lawrence in the original movie at the end is like one of my favorite fight scenes of all time. Like, it's iconic. Like, that moment he does the crane kick, like, is burned into my skull like few other things. And there's nothing like that in Cobra Kai. I totally agree with you there. Like, I think it's mostly serviceable, but nothing super exceptional.
Yeah. Yeah, they could do a lot. There's a lot of room to improve in that department.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate for a series where that's like, kind of the thing.
Yeah, and I wonder if it's a budget thing, because, originally Cobra Kai started on YouTube Red. I don't know if you know that or not. It was not a Netflix show originally. And I remember one of the very first promotions they did for Cobra Kai when it was first coming out on YouTube Red was on the Adam Carolla podcast, which I listened to religiously. So like that's how I found out about it. And like, I just got like, I was like, fucking yeah. Like it was LaRusso and Lawrence talking to Adam Carolla about this shit. And like the way they were talking about it was like, yeah, we're doing this real on the cheap, lots of love. Everyone just wants to be involved and is willing to do it, for a little less than maybe some people that aren't in love with the source material like they are. And that's kind of stuck in my head when we think about and we look at these fight scenes, is like, I wonder how much of it is like, well, we don't want to hire some karate master to come in and like teach these people. So we're going to save budget there and kind of just have some like, Dave's Karate on Main Street come and do it instead of like the fucking sensei from Japan who's like has a pedigree of hundreds of years of, lineage of fighting instructors or something.
I would typically agree with you, but we're talking about season 5 of a Netflix show now. So, I mean, they got the money. Okay.
Right. So originally the budget was definitely low, but maybe it's ballooned. You could be right. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe part of the reason that they got picked up by Netflix, because Netflix saved the show. Like YouTube Red canceled it basically. And Netflix.
And look how the tables have turned. Now Cobra Kai is one of the only things saving Netflix.
Yeah, YouTube Red really's got to fucking feel like a fucking loser looking at the miss they had on Cobra Kai.
I think, that YouTube Red's done, right?
It went out of business, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, no wonder they went out of business. Or like, they have Cobra Kai and they're like, nah, we're going to fucking syndicate women's volleyball or something instead.
Well, yeah, I think that was just a lack of good leadership. It's like, I don't think anyone at YouTube really knew what the fuck they were doing when they decided they were going to start a streaming service or compete with streaming, essentially.
Yeah. All right, broadcaster, you ready to get into some spoilers?
Oh, yeah.
All right, broadcaster. Season 5 opens up very, very weird. And I was kind of raised my eyebrow at it a bit. It starts out with a road trip that's sort of unexplained with Johnny and his son that he's like reconciled with finally. But he's lying to him about taking him on a road trip to Mexico when he's really looking for Miguel. So,
his favorite son.
So this is how the show starts, and I think it lasts about 3 episodes. I think the whole kind of front third of the show is basically the Mexico trip. So what do you think about this chunk? Because I was really surprised by it. I liked it for the most part.
I liked it till it went nowhere.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Yeah, because there's a lot of intrigue because Miguel is looking for his father, and they find out he's like this fucking like Tony Soprano of Mexico kind of guy.
Scarface wannabe.
Yeah, and like there's sort of some real intrigue, and for a minute you kind of like you think like maybe like Miguel's gonna become like his protege and join the fucking Mexican Yakuza or something, and it just fucking ends with a nothing burger, like you said.
In Yakuza, I think they call that the cartel.
Whatever, dude. I don't speak Mexicano like you. All right.
Okay.
I need you to translate this stuff. So yeah, it ends with basically the dad kind of just acting like a douche, and Miguel being like, "Oh, my mom was right about him. I need to go home now." And like the dad offers to like make him some like random food at like 1 a.m. while they're hiding in one of his shops. And it's funny because this kind of reminded me of our dad a little bit. Like our dad would sometimes like come home from the bar at like 1 a.m. and like you'd be like, "Where the fuck
like
you been,
you
Dad?"
I like how you said sometimes.
Yeah. Hey, where the fuck you going? You know, it could sort of be like, "Don't worry about that. I have a Tombstone pizza. Are you hungry?" Like, you know what I mean? Like,
nah, dude, you're underselling it, dude. He'd have fire shit sometimes, bro. Like he'd wake me up and be like, "You want some fried halibut?" I'd be like, "Fuck yeah, dude!" It's like eating fresh fried halibut at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. So that was kind of funny, and basically Miguel's just like, "No, Dad, I think I gotta go now." And it's like supposed to be this weighty moment where Miguel realizes his mom was right, and he should never see his dad, and he's leaving now, and blah blah blah. And he never tells his dad that he's his son. And that ending was just not what the doctor ordered.
Dude, honestly, I thought it was gonna be right when like Johnny and Robbie pull up and see Miguel out on the road leaving that restaurant, and they had the FBI t-shirts on. I was like, "Oh shit, dude, his dad's gonna come out and be like, 'You were with the FBI, I knew it.'" Just pissed drunk on tequila and like shoot someone. I thought that's what the foreshadowing with the gun was and stuff like that, but then nothing happened. It just seemed like a big nothing burger. You know, like I guess it might be setting something up probably for next season with Miguel, clearly. But
you think so?
I mean, that's the only benefit of the doubt I can give the writer and director of the show. Like, why waste? That was like 4 episodes, right?
I think it was 3.
Yeah, so I mean, 3 episodes out of a 10 episode season. That's a big chunk. So
it is, yeah.
So to make that just a nothing burger in the end, really just seems weird to me. And the only thing I can think of is that it wasn't a nothing burger. They just didn't really, give you a good cliffhanger. They kind of just...
Maybe. I hope you're right, because that would at least give that whole ending, it would kind of forgive it a little bit, because there was some really solid buildup between Miguel and his dad, and like sort of like just thinking like, oh, this could go sideways in a bunch of different ways. There's a lot of interesting things that could happen, but then it just ends with like the least interesting possible resolution to the trip and the arc that you could possibly have. And it kind of foreshadows a little bit, sort of weak middle to this season. Do you agree with that? The middle kind of dragged a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, like that. There's a couple, I think it was Ouroboros or something like that, where that was when Chosen was infiltrating Terry's dojo. I think that was the episode. I like that episode. It was kind of some lulls in it, but all the moments where Chosen was fucking trying to sweet talk Silver.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. I think like what I'm thinking of really is like episode 4 and 5 really like were not on par with the rest of the season, in my opinion. Episode 4 was the fucking water park drama with the kids. That was literally my low point for the entire season. Yeah, when they're all at the water park,
and they're like the races down the slide. I'll be honest, I fast forwarded through that. As soon as I saw it, I was just like,
the only good part, and it's funny because this is a very common theme in the entire season. The only good part of the episode was when Terry Silver shows up. So at the end of episode 4, like they're going to like this charity benefit, LaRusso and his wife are, and it ends up being at fucking Silver's house, and Silver
talk about genjutsus, dude. Terry Silver threw the crow's eye down on fucking LaRusso,
dude. That like,
little... let's just hope nothing else bad happens, LaRusso.
that little 10-minute scene was better than the entire rest of the episode times 3. Like it saved the episode.
Fucking Terry Silver looking around after everyone like just is like lost respect for Russo. He just smiles. He's like, "You stupid bitch."
yeah.
I loved it, dude.
I'll just go out on the record right now and say you kind of already said it. You said that Terry Silver stole the season, so I'm kind of just rephrasing that a little bit. Every single scene in this show with Terry Silver is S+ material. All of it. It doesn't matter which episode, which scene, it's all fire. Like, them getting him back was such a stroke of genius. He even, like, he has all of the same cadences from his original role. And you gotta remember, this movie was shot in, like, 86 or something. Like, this was, like, fucking 30 years ago. And he was in the prime of his life, you know? That was...
86, he was peak, dude. That was peak Silver, dude.
It was peak Silver. And the man is aging like a fucking... like Master Roshi, man. Like the dude is
he is really aging well. If he was in shape, he'd be solid. If he was like actually in shape, he would actually look like a fucking, like at one point in the series when Terry Silver leaves and that guy's just like, where's the Bond villain going? I'm like, he could like, dude, Thomas could be like, if he got in shape and just kept on trying to get better movies, I'm sure someone would take him seriously for like a villain of that degree. You know?
He is a great actor too. Like I've only seen him in Cobra Kai and Karate Kid, but he was fucking amazing in Karate Kid. And like you said, he has literally taken Cobra Kai hostage with how good he is.
Yeah, it was a shame to see the season kind of put a cap on his story, because I was kind of hoping, I'm not saying an actual cap, it's clearly going to continue, but it kind of seemed like the way the series ebbs and flows, kind of it would seem like next season is going to be Kreese's season, you know?
Yeah.
Just the way it kind of ended for Silver's character this season and how it kind of began for Kreese's character in this end of the season. But nonetheless, like I can't think of one person that even like is fucking close to Thomas in this season.
Well, I think number 2's definitely still Johnny Lawrence, even though he wasn't as great in this season as he was in some past seasons. Like, really, this show rode on the back of Johnny Lawrence for the first couple seasons really hard. Like, Daniel LaRusso kind of sucked for the first couple seasons. Like, it wasn't that he was, like...
Russo's my big... I think he's bad.
Yeah, like, he's gotten... I think he's gotten better as time's gone on. I think season 5 is the best season for LaRusso. Do you agree with that? Like, in terms of acting and writing for his character?
Yeah. He just doesn't seem like an actor.
No, and especially not in the early seasons. In the early seasons, dude, like the way that he was so wooden with his delivery of lines, especially when it was with Johnny Lawrence, like, cause that's the time when it's like, okay, be wooden with your wife and your kids and whoever else. But Johnny Lawrence is the man who fucking you took down in the original movie. Like, this is the guy. Like, this is the one where you already should have built-in chemistry from back in the day when you acted with him before. Like, it was really, really bad. But I think he's worked on it over time.
Did he act in anything else?
Oh yeah, he was in a bunch of shit, dude. He was in
Ralph Macchio?
Yeah, he was in the Outsiders, dude. The original Outsiders movie with fucking Kurt Russell and fucking
But he never like went into the 90s, like in 2000s, did he? Like did he like what did he do that was
He was an 80s actor.
So he stopped when he was young. He didn't actually like pursue it.
I don't know if he stopped, but like he was
whether it was his choice or not, he stopped.
Yeah. But dude, Ralph Macchio was third billing on a movie with Matt Dillon, Patrick Swayze, Rob Lowe, Amelia Estevez, Tom Cruise. If Ralph Macchio was third billing, that's how big he was back in the day.
But for what? Just Karate Kid?
No. I'm talking for the Outsiders. That's what I just said.
That's what I'm saying. But was Karate Kid? Oh, Karate Kid was after Outsiders.
Yeah. Outsiders was like his big first movie.
Wait a minute. How was he third billing if that's his first big movie?
But like, like Karate Kid is definitely the thing, like the movie for him in my eyes. But dude, don't forget he's also in fucking My Cousin Vinny. Like he's been in some stuff.
Oh shit, you're right. Yeah,
like that's right. But he's definitely an actor of the '80s. Like that's the like if you really look at like the stuff that people know him most for, it's all from the '80s.
Yeah, who's Ferris Bueller again?
Matthew Broderick.
He's kind of like a Matthew Broderick, dude.
Totally.
He is kind of like that.
Totally. But anyway, back to Johnny Lawrence. I think like the two things I liked most from him this season. First was when he became an Uber driver for like 15 minutes. That was pretty fucking hilarious. And well, no, there's three things. That one, then he had another one of those Rocky montages when he finds out that Miguel's mom's pregnant.
Yeah,
that montage was fucking hilarious.
Dude, he's like fucking wrapping the Coors 6-pack and he's rocking it and just drops one of the beers. He's like, fuck.
And then the other one was when he abducted Miguel and his son and tried to lock them in the apartment to get them to be friends.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like role playing and shit. That was pretty funny too. So there's some good Johnny moments this season. Just like you said, Silver stole it, man. Fucking came in like a thief in the night.
Well, yeah, the guy that plays Johnny Lawrence, he's not a terrible actor. He's just he's just overshadowed by some better ones like fucking Cove and Griffith or whatever his last name is, Thomas. Those guys just are. I think it might be just because they're from a different generation. You know, I don't know how many movies like Cove and Thomas have under their belts. Like before,
Martin Cove has been in a shitload.
Yeah,
dude. Like if you were to look at his IMDb, you would be like, what the fuck? He's been in so much shit, man. He was in fucking Rambo 2, fucking...
Oh, yeah!
Oh, man.
Oh, shit!
He was in...
Yeah, dude, no, I forgot.
He was in fucking Death Race 2000.
Yep.
He's been in so many fucking movies, man.
Yeah, so clearly it's like the acting pedigree is night and day between the rest of the cast and them. So it's like probably obvious now that we say it out loud, but
yeah.
So I'm not really trying to throw shade on anybody in particular, because I mean it's really just a bunch of kid actors, and like two, other than Cove and Thomas, a bunch of adult like newly coming back into acting actors, you know, like Ralph Macchio's like, I could look up his IMDb, but I wouldn't be surprised if he had like a huge hiatus, you know?
Yeah.
Ralph Macchio.
Yeah, man, I don't know what happened to him. I think he just took too much time off of acting, and when he got back to Cobra Kai, he was just like almost like he was reset back to zero, and he had to like teach himself how to act again, because I really believe that he has relearned how to act through Cobra Kai. Like, if you watch him from season 1 to season 5, you can see a gradual, slow but gradual uptick in his acting every season.
Damn, dude. He's actually been acting this whole time. We're just assholes.
Oh, man.
We're just
I feel bad.
Dude, he was in Entourage. He was in Law and Order.
Entourage? I don't remember him in Entourage.
Dude,
weird.
He was in Hitchcock with Will Smith. He was in Psych, the TV series. That was pretty big.
I never watched Psych. I watched those movies and I don't remember them, which makes me feel weird. I can't believe it.
But oh, shit. Yeah, he's just kind of been in, like, after The Karate Kid, and well, actually, we'll say after My Cousin Vinny, which was, 92, and Karate Kid 3 was 89. So that was his last little era of good movies, all the way up until... I mean, for us, what we would recognize would be 2005, which would be his appearance in Entourage.
Yeah, that's weird, because I remember in the interview with Adam Carolla, he kind of alluded to the fact that he kind of retired from acting, like from like 94 to like 2004. Like I don't remember the exact years, but it was something like 10 years, and it was like in between the 90s and 2000s. So it's weird to me that you're saying that he was acting that
well
time.
It's funny you say that, because everything in that year where he just said he claimed he quit acting, he was just doing TV appearances.
Oh, okay. So that's what he meant. He was doing cameos and small...
He literally, I mean, Entourage, he literally played himself. Entourage, he was Ralph Macchio.
Man, I need to rewatch Entourage. I've apparently forgotten it entirely. I don't know. That's one of those shows I feel like if I rewatch it, I'm like, this show sucks. Why'd I watch this?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. All right. So, what's your favorite fight in season 5?
I hope someone doesn't recommend this fucking podcast around. They'll be like, dude, listen to these two fucking assholes talk about you, dude. They say you were an actor this whole time.
Hey, listen, I had some positive things to say about his trajectory since season 1, okay? So I'm in the green.
He's really fallen off, dude. I think he stopped acting after Karate Kid.
Oh, shit.
Dude, I'll say the last thing I'll say before we forget about the next Karate Kid with fucking, I'll say, S-Class Hilary Swank. Dude, Michael Ironside was the villain, dude.
Yeah, I know. That's another thing that makes it so sad, dude. Like,
rest in power, Michael Ironside. I think he died, right? Or is he? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he passed.
Oh no, did he? I don't think I knew
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he. Maybe not. Okay. Maybe he's alive.
Well. Yeah.
Here at the Crack Cellar, we have top notch information.
Oh shit.
Pretty sure he's fucking dead, man.
I hope not, man. I fucking love that guy. But yeah, I mean, like I said, like the heartbreak with that movie is that it had so many pieces that should have lent it to be a good movie. And it just was horrible. It makes me sad, man. Bow Wow, the Bow Wow kid, you can just fucking...
The Bow Wow saga.
You can just watch that and sort of just be like, oh,
I'm
man.
not gonna lie, dude. I'm not gonna lie, dude. If the Cobra Kai series pulled some moves and got Bow Wow and Jackie Chan,
dude,
that would be unreal.
Dude. They are running out of land. They're running out of runway with Cobra Kai. So what do we have in season 5? We have basically them bringing all of the rest of the characters from the original trilogy that they hadn't already brought. So like they've literally tapped the well dry now as of season 5. So where do they go? Because I know for a fact that there's at least one more season and potentially a movie coming.
Which means they could get Hilary Swank.
So what do? Like, you already ended Terry Silver's storyline, or so we are led to believe. So it ends with Terry Silver basically being arrested, and the cops do like a little sidebar talk in front of the camera, being like, "Oh, what they did to that kid's, he's going away for a long time," which is basically them talking to the camera, narrating what's happening, which is, I think, really lazy and corny, and I wish they didn't do that.
Yeah,
that's the type of stuff that brings the show down. They just kind of go a little too cheesy at times, and I like the show being cheesy. I think that's the magic of the show, like especially in the early seasons with Johnny Lawrence just being this degenerate drunk that's training a bunch of kids how to fight Daniel LaRusso's fucking students to take back karate. Like that is awesome, but they take it a little too far sometimes.
I think you were just in euphoric shock because you just witnessed a fucking sword fight in Terry Silver's mansion to the death with many people, and you're just like, "Fuck, this ending sucks." Why didn't they just end it with fucking Chosen getting slashed in the back in a bloody pool? That's where it should have ended, dude.
Okay, so I was gonna ask you what your favorite fight is in the show, but I think you just answered it, right? That's it, right?
Dude, it's the best fight in the series so far. So the moment they all pulled swords out, I was like, this is it. Terry Silver's fighting to the death. This is awesome.
Yeah, dude, that fucking fight scene was insane. And I like how his house was sort of built like one of those old school Japanese like dojo houses.
Yeah.
Like, so it like lent itself to like the whole like we're having a sword fight across the estate of type Onimusha shit going down. It was pretty fucking awesome, I have to say. Yeah,
like a feudal castle, like the walls and shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Silver just had it going on in the show, man. Like he had like the perfect life. Like it's funny to see, like maybe that's what the lesson of the show is. It's like, if you have the perfect life like Terry Silver, just fucking quit while you're ahead. All right, just
no, dude. He had like a fucking Dr. Doom level plan, dude. I loved it. He's just like he's like, people see me as the villain, but I just want them to learn.
I just want them to learn. Everyone will know.
Dude, another thing the series does really good is filling in the holes. Mm-hmm. Like these guys had, like you said, a lot of runway, and they have filled in the runway very well. Like some of like the interconnecting stories and like how they get the characters to show up and their motivations currently and how they connect to the past. Like it's all new. Yep. It's not shit that was like laid out in the original movies, so it's impressive, to be honest. It's like one of the very rare cases I've seen where people have inserted storyline in between movies and stuff like that, established beloved IPs, and actually did it correctly. And not only correctly, but it's really good.
Yeah, it's a part of the special sauce for sure.
Like Terry, like just being like, I have no kids. It's like, I'm like, damn, dude, this just makes it even better, dude. Like, why don't you want to be Lucy Liu? By the way, we should have had a softcore porn scene.
Oh God, yeah,
with fucking Terry Silver and want to be Lucy Liu.
Yeah, again, back to my point that I kind of opened up with at the beginning of this episode. Every fucking woman in this show is a dime piece, dude. Like they it doesn't matter. Like
when she stepped off the plane, I got hot and bothered. I was like, damn, dude. Terry Silver's pulling in this type of tail into the dojo. I'd be Cobra Kai all the way.
Yeah. Yeah. I really do love all of the Kreese backstory. Especially the backstory. I don't know if it was season 4 or season 3 when they first show him like back in Vietnam with like the whole crew and them getting captured and put in the bamboo cages and shit.
That was 4.
Was it 4? Yeah. Like when they started doing that, I was just like, holy fuck, man, this is real dedication to the source material. So many shows would just fucking skim the fuck over this, skip it entirely, and they're just like,
especially because they're old white men characters.
Yeah, dude. And instead they one of those episodes was like an entire episode about their backstory. I feel like it was most of the episode, like 30 minutes or so. Like it was a lot. Shows don't usually do that, man.
I said earlier, it ebbs and flows. Like season 4 was Kreese's season. Like his plot thickened.
But as a aficionado of Karate Kid 3, you knew. You saw season that 4? Fucking season 4, because Terry Silver showed up in season 4.
Yeah.
And you knew
he was coming
he was
for
the new
blood.
Edition. Yeah. Right, but you knew. That's my point. Because you know Terry Silver, you weren't falling for this shit. You knew he was coming for the throat, man. You knew it.
When Stingray shows back up in the fucking dojo, I called it. I was watching with Stormy. I was just like, Terry Silver won't have him. Fucking just beats the shit out of him. Dude, the series is really gives you good surprises too. Just kids just getting crippled. Fucking when Miguel gets pushed off the balcony and just crippled.
That was a shocker.
It's like, God dang, boy. What the fuck?
Yep. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm a huge fucking fan of Cobra Kai. I'm so happy because think about all the other shit from our childhoods that has been ruined in the last 5 to 10 years. So much has been brought back to life and fucking shat and pissed on all over. Just lit on fire and thrown into a dumpster. We gotta give these fuckers credit for not doing that to the Karate Kid. In fact, this has gotta be the greatest revival / sequel to something old of all time. Yeah. What can you think of that even comes close?
Oh man,
I don't think. What? You said? God damn.
Yeah, dude. There's really nothing out there.
No.
Nothing comes to mind, really. I'm sure there's something, but
all the big franchises are currently being ruined, like Star Wars, Star Trek, Marvel. They're going to do a new Blade movie that's probably going to just be god-awful trash. There's so much. There's just so much.
That's not true, dude. I think the Blade movie has a chance. Not to get too far off track, I think the Blade movie is going to be kept in the same vein as the Deadpool movies and stuff like that.
God, your lips to God's ears, man. I don't believe it, but I hope you're right.
I'm pretty sure that's how I think, because they kind of have to treat it like that. Blade's not a 90s Blade wasn't family friendly, really, and Blade, the concept of the character is not really just, you don't put him next to Captain America, you don't do any of that. He's one of those characters kind of doing his own thing.
Yeah.
Nonetheless.
Yep. So
give me Wesley Snipes.
What'd you think about the dynamic of them sort of They bring back Chosen, who's like the villain of Karate Kid 2. They bring back Mike Barnes, who's the villain of 3, and they like make them all kind of team up with LaRusso together. It's kind of like it's a weird moment. It like reminds me a little bit of like Chrono Trigger when Magus joins your team. You know, it's just like, what the fuck is Daniel LaRusso doing partying in a limo with Barnes and fucking Lawrence and fucking like all the guys trying to murder him when he was a kid?
Yeah. Well, it's like all of the young proteges, essentially.
Yeah.
Have all come together, essentially, to fight the old senseis.
Yeah.
I get it.
What did you think, by the way, about the party scene where where the limo gets hijacked by Barnes? Like, because that ends on a cliffhanger, and like if you didn't watch the next episode right away, you'd be like thinking, "Who the fuck kidnapped LaRusso?"
I immediately was like, that escalated quickly.
Yeah,
we're going kidnap. We're just gonna kill him in a drunk driving fucking accident. That was fucking. Damn, Terry. It's just a drunk ass Mike Barnes.
I think that was his best scene in the entire show.
You burned down my fucking furniture house. No, that was kind of a. I didn't really understand that because when he like gets out of the vehicle, I was like, wait a minute. So you didn't want to kill him? Like, I thought you were gonna like hop out of the vehicle and like run him off a cliff or something like that. The fact that you were just like swerving him around on the road, giving him a like pretty much a rough ride essentially, and then you just open the door and let him out, like it just doesn't make sense to me. That's not something someone in that mindset, I just don't think the governor would be on to that degree in that situation, right? If you're trying to abduct people, you're like pissed drunk and like, I'm just gonna abduct them and rough them around a little bit. That's all. Like, nah, I don't think that's where the mind stops typically.
Yeah. All right. So we kind of already talked about it a little bit, but final episode of the season, Head of the Snake. Was this episode not just like the fucking shit? Like,
it was the best, dude.
Like, so many season finales are just like kind of a bummer and like a little disappointing. Like, this is the opposite of that. Dude, like, this fucking episode kicked ass.
It opens up, dude. The opener is a fucking is Kreese getting shanked to death. It's just the monologue, dude. I don't know what's with the change of heart. I'm going to die here. There's nothing I can do about it. Don't talk like that. And then he says, it's a showing the fight as that conversation is going on. He just gets shanked to Cobra Kai. Just beautiful.
It is. Beautiful. Those are the types of scenes that really show you like the true intent of the show, like who the show's made for. Like, those are the villain
story. Yeah. It's a villain story.
It's for people that their favorite character in Dragon Ball Z is Vegeta. That's who the show's for, and you know that would be me. And,
or Raditz.
or Raditz.
The original Vegeta.
The one bad thing I'll say about the final episode is, and it's almost bad in a good way, is so like laughable and funny, is like when they infiltrated Silver's dojo to hack his mainframe. Like, that was like one of the dumbest quote unquote hacker scenes I've ever seen in my life, dude.
I wouldn't even call it hacking.
It was really bad, but it's like, you know, it was the worst part of the episode, and it wasn't that bad. So if that's the worst that you gotta deal with, it's, you know, you'll take that. But if you're like someone like me that actually knows how computers work on like a low level, then you're just like watching that and you're almost getting enough entertainment out of the absurdity that where it's like, yeah, I actually like this. I like that this is so stupid.
Nah, dude, they were Jurassic Parking fucking Terry Silver's fucking dojo, dude. They were you know exactly what I'm talking about.
That is a great new verb that I want to use from now on.
They're fucking Jurassic Parking, fucking Jurassic Park.
You didn't say the magic word.
Do you remember the file directory they were navigating? It was like a world globe thing.
It was like the Matrix.
That fucking killed me, dude.
Whoa, that's what computers do? Yeah, man.
Where's it at?
Oh, man. Yeah, so that was pretty good. What did you think about the whole mini tournament to decide who gets to go to like the grand super Japanese tournament, which assumingly will end the series next season? I'm guessing that's how the series will end, is Cobra Kai fighting, Miyagi-Do at the Japanese super tournament.
I mean, it's a cool like plot device to continue the series and keep it going. Like, it didn't seem too bad to me. I loved the German guy when he comes out.
That guy,
dude, the way he says "Saikai Tekai," he's like German the whole time. And he's like, "We will see who's worthy for the Saikai Tekai." It's like a bad dubbing every time he does it, dude.
I love how, like, to represent like the most ultimate, like, fucking prestigious Japanese martial arts ever, they send like this German dude straight out of the Fourth Reich, like
some red-haired white pale dude from Germany. He's like, I represent the Yakuza behind me. Thank you very much.
You didn't think Yakuza ran by yellow skin? Oh.
Yeah, that was. There's sometimes I think that's on purpose though.
It's got.
Like, I don't know. I think it's like a little bit of like an '80s like comedic edge. I think that's kind of what he's trying to do, because those decisions don't make any sense in any other lens, other than like he's trying to give it like a 80s era stereotype type thing,
Yeah. Yeah, it seems very, very purposeful.
It was very funny though. None of them spoke English. It's just that one guy.
But yeah, fucking. So we already talked about, so like there's, other than what we've been talking about, there's the huge fight scene at fucking Silver's fucking palace where you got chosen.
This is the dancing of swords, dude.
You got chosen in a fucking samurai battle with Silver. Then you got fucking Johnny Lawrence doing One Punch Man against like 6 senseis by himself. And like, what did you? So this totally reminded me of an anime thing, like the part where Johnny's about to get beaten,
split up, dude,
and then like he like fucking like goes into some like ninja trance and sees like his unborn baby in an ultrasound, and then like fire appears in his eyes and he starts kicking. Oh man, it's another one of those super cheesy things that I just love in this show. Like, there's some cheesy things where I'm like, but 90% of it, including this, is just fire. It's fucking awesome, and it fits so well with the show.
Chosen and Silver's is so much better though, because he's just like how they lead each other into that room, and he's just like whips out his dagger. He's like, "Pick up your shitty eBay sword, bitch." He's like, "We're dueling." The foreshadowing to that was just so funny.
It was. That whole thing was probably my favorite part of the entire season, and
Terry's like dedication to kill him on the spot too. He's like got him down, and he's like, he goes into beheading mode immediately. He's like, "Ah!"
Yeah, that's like, there's like this conceit with a lot of kids shows where it's like it's all play fighting in the end, And that's one of the things that sets the show apart is like Terry Silver literally wanted to behead him immediately while he on the ground.
That's the best part about the fight is that it is all play fighting until like this last moment where like human emotion takes control and they're like, nah, dude, to the death.
Yeah, man. It's fucking awesome.
Terry Silver, when they go into his house too, he's like, you come to my territory trying to defeat me. It's just like fucking
so good. Oh man. And then like what do you think about the end where like they see the video of Silver and all his students walk out on him?
Thought it was disgraceful and they'll come to regret it.
Yeah.
Mark my words. Terry Silver will have the last laugh.
So do you believe Silver's gone, or do you think that this is like a red herring and he's going to show back up and he's going to be like the fucking Sith eternal emperor to Palpatine sort of thing, or you think he's dead and he just shows back up? He's like, I've been puppeting these people all that time.
Hard to tell, to be honest. If a movie actually gets officially announced, the end of whatever the next season is going to be about, then in my head right now, currently, I could see them doing something with Terry Silver as a character. But if the last season's it, and what they did with Terry, I can't imagine his character coming back in a meaningful way next season. If that really is that's it, you know. Mm-hmm. But if the next season is setting up something big for a movie, then I could totally see Terry Silver come back. Because if the movie is getting announced, then I think it's funny we bring him up, but I feel like Hilary Swank or Bow Wow and Jackie Chan have to come back. You know, like that's some of the only runway they have left. And I don't know, maybe it's like all the proteges come together to fight like a super group of villains, you know, I don't know. But they don't have any young villains. So it's really only Kreese and Silver.
Yeah, and they had opportunities to kind of create them with like Johnny Lawrence's kid. Like they were kind of shaping him to be the new, like the kid villain, but then like they gave him his little redemption arc and he became a good guy. And it's just like
Robbie.
It's a missed opportunity. I think you kind of gotta have a kid, you know, carrying the torch for the villains. You can't always have old fucking 60-year-old white guys be villains forever. They're gonna die eventually.
Yeah. Well, no matter how well done this is, at the end of the day, it's someone taking existing IP and, you know, doing what they can with it. It's not in the hands of the creator, so you're never going to have that level of intrigue continually happening as the IP goes on. Like there is a dead end at some point with this guy and the IP in the IP in their hands, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, I guess the final thing to talk about is the very, very, very end when we find out Kreese faked his death. Which, if you recall, the cold open was us thinking he got shanked to death. Fade to black, Cobra Kai.
It was so good, dude. Fucking dude. Guy's like, wait a minute. This is melted jello. Comes up like the fucking T-1000, dude. Just like, wanna. Takes out 2 security guards. Takes a lab coat.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. So that leaves us to the question, Kreese, does he now take Cobra Kai back over again and become the new sensei at that super Japanese tournament that is probably going to be the focus of next season? You think that's what's going down?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because who else, right? Like if Silver's in prison, maybe the hot Japanese chick sensei, maybe she takes.
Yeah, she's definitely going to be. They're definitely setting her up to be a villain, no doubt.
Yeah. And
I'm all for it.
I'll give her one thumb way up. All right, broadcaster.
I'm giving her the old road cone.
As you know, here in the Crack Cellar, we have a official patented Ghostbusters rating system that we use on all of our reviews here. And on that system, broadcaster, what do you rate season 5 of Cobra Kai?
Oh, dude. I'm going to give it a boogeyman.
Yeah.
I got to.
Love it.
It's a solid season. I can't really go wrong. I mean, there's a couple things. I mean, but that they're intrinsic to the series. It's not like the season got it wrong. You know, it's like I said, you know, the kid shit's not for me. Even the kid shit not being for me, it still seems a little heavy-handed in some degree with the audience they're trying to cater to. But even like I just really doesn't. What I saw, if we could get 2 more seasons of what I got in season 5 in a movie, it would be astronomically higher than I ever thought the Karate Kid IP would be in 2022 and 3. You know,
yeah,
it's crazy to even think that it's where it's at now. It's just a really good example. One of the few examples of them taking something from the 80s and carrying the torch properly. It's really not been done well. I like say 99% of the time it has not been done well.
Nope. But it's funny because another movie that is sort of right in the same vein of Karate Kid is a perfect example to go right along with it, which is Top Gun.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like there's now this like sort of slow boiling resurgence of them taking cool shit from the 80s and actually letting it still be cool and not ruining it. So I hope that trend continues.
It's weird, man. I think now that everyone's like starting to get fucking off the shakes of the wokeism and all this fucking PC crap and shit, like everyone's getting hungry for like American action again.
Mm-hmm.
I think we talked about this a little while ago, but I think we're going to go through. I think we're already kind of in it. We're softly already in it with like this 80s era is going to come back, you know? Like, you know what pit vipers are?
Mm-hmm.
Sunglasses. The pit viper sunglasses.
Yeah.
They're the big, like powerful, like machismo sunglasses. Those are brand, like when I see, and kids love them right now. And I'm like, dude, I haven't seen those since fucking I was like in my early years, and they were all on like middle-aged dudes with mustaches.
Yeah.
You know, with gigantic deltoids.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, and I'm just like, and then you see like Karate Kid coming back, and you know, not too long ago they did Red Dawn, you know, which it was kind of a while ago now, but like they're starting to like slowly but surely the theme of like American machismo and like patriotism, I think it's becoming a popular theme again.
It is. It's weird how society works.
Yeah. Culture. And I really hope that's where they take this IP. Like, if they really do get a movie, I want to see like America. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
All right, dude. That's what I want to see.
Especially because we're going to Japan now, so like we can't fuck up now. Like now it's like.
I want to see shit, dude. Get Jean-Claude. I don't even care. Let's get Bloodsport X Karate Kid, dude. Fucking get Jean-Claude Van Damme in here.
How crazy would it be if fucking like, what is his nationality? Is he Austrian or is he Greek?
Van Damme?
Yeah, Van Damme. What's his?
I think he's French.
Is it French? Okay.
Yeah.
How sick would it be if the French team at this tournament was sensei'd by goddamn Jean-Claude Van Damme, dude?
He's Belgian.
Okay, then the Belgian team, whatever. Yeah. And then
sorry, my apologies, John. I associated you with the French. Yeah. I don't even know what I was fucking thinking.
And then for extra credit, how about his co-sensei, his little helper, is the chick who played Cammy from the Street Fighter movie? Let's do it, gentlemen.
God willing. They're soldiers of God on a crusade.
Yeah, man. Solid boogeyman from me too. Maybe I could have blinders on this because it's just one of those movies that I'm probably just too biased upon. But I don't have more fun watching anything else. Like, I'm not going to say that Cobra Kai is like Citizen Kane or Inception or whatever. Insert heady, awesome artistic movie here. But Cobra Kai makes me smile and laugh more genuinely than any other show does on television.
For sure.
And
for sure.
For that reason alone, I got to give it a boogeyman.
It's a breath of fresh air. There's no doubt about it.
Hell yeah. And with that, we'll close out.
You know, something that I just got reminded of. With YouTube Red, before Karate Kid came around, or he was even talked about, or Cobra Kai, sorry, they did a short. There was this music video. This like ridiculous kind of like retro synthwave fucking pop culture music video done on YouTube, and it was called Kung Fury. And they somehow got David Hasselhoff to make an appearance in the music video for this. It was so over the top. They had like T-Rexes with laser eyes and, you know, that kind of crazy shit, you know?
I totally don't remember this.
And David Hasselhoff is in the beginning of the music video. And it was so popular that they actually made a series, a Kung Fury series, and it was a YouTube Red series. I think it was the YouTube Red series before Cobra Kai. It was supposed to be the one that like really got people amped up for that thing. In fact, I'm pretty sure they went through two little ebbs and flows with that product too. I think Kung Fury came out in the first phase of YouTube Red, and then it like they turned it off for a little bit and reiterated it, and then they came back out and then Cobra Kai showed up. If my memory's not failing me, but dude, Kung Fury was dope. And now that I'm thinking about it, it kind of had the same. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it might be the same guy.
Really?
Yeah, because now that I'm really thinking about the series, like it kind of has like the comedic tone and like angles kind of remind me. It just feels like maybe it could be the same, coming from the same mind. I could be mistaken though.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't even know what any of that is, but now I kind of want to look it up. When I hear about dinosaurs with laser eyes and David Hasselhoff, I'm in. So
yeah, dude. Well, let's see. This is this is the actual movie. But there was a music video, Kung Fury. It's like well before this. Or maybe that was True Survivor. That's what it was. So the True Survivor was a preview for the movie to come out. But yeah, David Hasselhoff's like right in the beginning of it.
I see. We should make a new Knight Rider movie. Knight Rider Escape from the Nursing Home. The whole plot will be like fucking Hasselhoff's in a nursing home right when COVID first comes out, and like all the reports about how the nursing homes are just getting wiped out, and he fucking taps his watch and calls Kit, I need you to get me out of here. Dun, 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 dun.
Pulls up. I've prepared your vaccines.
The pre-boosted.
Pre-boosted.